Yeah,
man.
Go. There we go. Let's see what person is arguing with me. Oh, yeah. No one. Random American's been awesome. He's been sharing my stuff everywhere. I'm like, thank you, sir. Like, I gotta stop this guy.
You didn't start it with the timer or the intro.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what happened though? Like we had it set up separately to begin with. And then we were like, and then we're moving it to here, and then so I will have to take Blue at some point, and we will sit together, and he will explain stuff to me step by step, and he was awesome. So thank you very much, Blue, for your help. And let's share this out. I'll share out my own stream, like a scrub.
You know, we're doing trial runs. Yeah, we're live. The timer wasn't working, and then the intro didn't happen. We just went boom. We're live.
Yep. For some reason, the timer wouldn't let me change it, and I was like, you know what? If time doesn't want to stop for me, then I can't make it. So I won't. My camera's off too, which is weird.
Nope, it's on.
Woohoo! Hello, everybody. How are you? And welcome to the Canada Show, where we talk about how we're kind of turning into China. I know people think that we're hyping that up, but all eyes on deck, guys. Anyone?
You know what? Canadians are kind of like Spock. We can't lie.
No, we don't. Like, I mean, we will try to argue ourselves down out of crazy stuff because this looks like something from a movie or like something you see from the other side of the world, and you're just like, oh, this is hyped up, and I'm like, no, it's really not, because this is unacceptable in our country. We don't do this kind of stuff. Like, they keep trying to conflate protests and things like that.
Dude, the media literally was like, okay, we don't have any content. We've been here forever, and the Canadians haven't beaten anybody to death with hockey sticks. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say, well, one side of the MSM said, freedom has always been with white supremacy. And then the other side of the MSM went, the far right is taking freedom and stealing it. They're stealing the word freedom. I'm like, okay, which is it? Has freedom always been white supremacist, or are the white supremacists reappropriating freedom for our own cause? Because you got to pick one.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't pick one, though. They ran with it. Although, whoever shows up, we need to just take a moment, put F in the chat, because, Jen, I have something terrible to tell you. There was this thing that died, and it was the bouncy castle.
No!
It just was there in a deflated heap in the ground, and it just... F for the bouncy castle.
To be fair, it lived a fairly long life given where it was. I'm just saying, exposed to hot temperatures for as long as it was. It had a good life. You know, it met the happiness of children everywhere in Canada who got a chance to go to Ottawa. Let's be real, everyone who didn't go to Ottawa, a part of the reason we're bitching is because we didn't get to go to Ottawa.
True. I mean, because we're so beautiful.
Well, it's like I keep telling the Americans, when we're not on fire up here, you should really come visit us for like the parties, because we know how to host one. You know, when we're not locking each other in our homes and stuff, and we're allowed to interact with our families and shit, we have a good damn time. We feed each other, we feed the homeless, we do shit, and we get shit done.
By the way, Big Drew.
Big Drew.
Yeah, well, you know, just avoid Toronto because it smells like technology and pee. It also smells like pee sometimes.
Hey, Ellen.
But then again, all of our Canadian bus shelters, just our elevators smell like a urinal. They just throw urinal pucks in there sometimes, just because the homeless are like, we really need a bathroom, and there's none here.
And they're a special breed. There are levels of shit that you get to where you just really don't give a fuck, and they are there. They are totally there. And I admire that a little bit. At the same time, I'm like, can you go around the corner? There's some bushes. Legit, there's some bushes. The bushes won't give a shit, at least as much as I do.
Right? Especially like at nighttime when you're just standing there and there's like, especially like when the de-thaw happens, the Great Canadian de-thaw. So there's sludge, slush, and water everywhere, and you get into the elevator and there's this little pool of water there, and you're just thinking to yourself, how much of this is melted snow from boots and how much of this is pee?
Oh, it's totally pee. I always just assume. I'd rather assume that it is and be surprised when it's not. And it's not just pee. It's the other one too sometimes. And here's the thing, that's not very common here. That's new. The poop is new. The pee, yeah. You know, because there's always some asshole with a dog who's just like, I'll let them pee everywhere. I'm like, you know you can strategize where they pee, right? It's a dog. They don't really care. They just want to mark territory half the time.
A dog gets told to run for miles and is not allowed to stop and pee until its pack leader tells it to stop and pee. Otherwise, it's just left behind in the middle of nowhere. Poop. Yes, sometimes we have poop. Although that's rare. Usually they use trash cans.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this one guy just dropped his pants and just sat on a trash can and then grabbed, we have this thing called the Metro News, which is the free papers.
Yeah, we get that too.
Grabbed the paper and started reading.
Yeah, our guys got creative with the walls because our walls are quite often made with brick. So if you lean yourself at just the right angle, you can kind of just wipe your bum at the same time as you go. Yep. So they like to do that.
Yeah, that is also true. That is very true. And Drew, the reason why the CBC took down our last stream was because the CBC don't like people stealing their thunder. You use their stuff, and they don't give a shit about fair use. They're like, fuck it! Bam! Hours. Ugh. Mm-hmm. And you know what's actually sadder, Jen, about that? Is it probably costs the CBC money to have somebody go and take this shit down, right?
Yeah, it does. It costs them money just to look into everybody. You know, it's not just that they've been cutting down the shutting down the banks. It's also the part where some of them were actually doxing people. Like we actually had Ilhan Omar speaking out against it because it was like, wow, okay, you're making communism look bad. When you do this shit, your commie bodies in the US are telling you are making communism look bad. So stop doing that. Ken. Sorry.
But Bear! Bear! I thought you died!
Hi, Rolly Bear!
Rolly Bear! I thought you didn't die! I am so happy! And hi, Credible Threat. Okay, sorry, please continue. I couldn't contain the holy shit, Rolly Bear!
Well, this is still reunion time for you. I understand that. Listen, just because we're in the land of holy fucked over doesn't mean you shouldn't have moments of joy.
True. Well, because his daughter said that he was like in like hospice kind of thing, like on his last leg. And I was like, oh my god, no, not my Roller Bear. That's just so sad. And then when I didn't hear anything back, I'm like, oh, he must have died. And he's here. But anyways, yes. My point was going to be the CBC actually pays somebody to take down our stuff, and it doesn't do anything for them because we're not getting paid any money from ads. So really, they're just going in the negative every time they hit our stream. So CBC, have at it.
To be honest, what they're doing is they're losing money because at best people will be like, well, where did they get this link from? CBC. But we didn't, actually, and that's the thing. Actually, CBC, I would just like to mention to you that link that you're claiming as yours is actually a civil citizens. And Normie took that video. So you claiming it like it's yours, that would be false. We didn't get it from your source. I got it from a source. We got it from a source. It wasn't yours.
Yeah. And I mean, you could tell that wasn't the CBC filming because there was like a guy walking in front of it all the time. Like, it was just a normie filming 50 years ago, so it was shitty film. But
It's because they're not the ones getting it, because they know that everybody who sees them calls them out for what they are, because you guys are fake propagandists. You take money from Trudeau. You're doubling down. You are the enemy of the people. If people get shot tonight, I'm telling you right now, as a Canadian citizen, if people get shot, it is on your head. The blood is on your hands. You could have stopped this a lot sooner if you reported things honestly. If you'd actually hadn't burnt so many bridges with people that they just distrust you. You are the most untrustworthy group of people in Canada right now. You are enemy number one. But all the rest of you are kind of garbage too. And that's really sad.
Global's garbage.
Yes.
Like, actually, what was really interesting is watching a lot of the streams. It was funny because people are going, "Fucks," and they're clapping and cheering, and then they'd see the CBC and Global and everybody else, and they go, "Boo!"
That's just it. You know, like calling them for what they are. You guys are propagandists. Literally, you are the bad guys from Hitler. You know, from Germany. And I hate doing that. You know, I feel really bad for the Jewish community because they're not wrong. I hate using the Nazi propaganda shit. In my own country, I shouldn't be saying this about other people.
Bear, you know what? In Paletto, well, you know what? I send you all the hearts and love from everybody from the former Blind Trucking channel. We send you all of the hearts and love, Rolling Bear.
All of them. Yeah, you know, I'm not very good at this. I'm supposed to learn how to be cute.
Oh, that's fun. So many, like, famous people have done that, and it's just been cringe, so at least we can make it cool. But, yeah...
That wasn't cool. No. You know what I'm doing? I'm going to play the adult game where I make things uncool. You know, like your parents. It's like, you know, you were really into this one show, and then your dad was like, you know, I'm really sick of you being into that show, so I'm going to show interest into it in the most obnoxious way possible. That is me. You're welcome. I ain't even your dad. I ain't your mom either.
Oh, we're getting love from the red, too. Florida girl. Today was just nuts. So the part that Jen didn't get from today was I tried to make my way down to the protest, but I had left it a little late because it was like minus 25 this morning with the freaking wind chill after the snowstorm last night. So I'm like, I'm gonna freeze to death. I'm gonna wait until it's noon when it warms up so I can get down there and stay longer. And hello, Daryl. And I got there and I got halfway and all of a sudden the train goes, stopping here, last stop, bye. And I'm like, what? Wait, we're only 4 stops in. What? And then I'm like, they're like, take the shuttle bus. So I get downstairs, and there's a group of people trying to get to the protest already. There was 2 people that are like, you're on Viva. Hi, blind girl. And I'm like, oh, crap, they remember me, but whatever.
Well, you're cute, and you're fun, and you know what you're talking about. And like everybody, we're kind of... They really have stirred up a hornet's nest, and they don't understand that we're not just a hornet's nest. We're a hornet's nest that can actually think, and a lot of us are actually really educated. I'm not speaking for me. I'm speaking about people that I've heard on the streets who are way more educated than me, who have lists of things where they've gotten it from the educational system, proving that they know what they're talking about, you know, and they do it for a living. So they do more than just know what they're talking about. They live that experience. So, like, this idea that the people down at the I'm so tired of this. Like, this idea that because my political opinion is different from yours, that somehow means something about my education.
I got there, right? They were like, take the shuttle bus if you want to go any farther because it goes right to Tunney's pasture. Like, it goes right across the city. It's the main line.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So I get down there, and people have every shuttle bus that came goes direct stop to Tunney's pasture, which is way the fuck on the west end. And I'm like, why doesn't it just take you through the route like it usually does?
Hi, Batman.
Hey, Batman. And I'm like, the fuck? And so we're waiting, and 1 bus, 2 bus, 3 bus, 4 bus, 5 bus comes by, just straight through to Tunney's pasture, no stops for the next 30 minutes. And we're all like, the fuck? They had been waiting for 2 hours for a shuttle bus to Queen Elizabeth so they could walk the 11 blocks to get there. None of them showed up because they all took police there. None of them showed up to pick up people. And so they're like, we're going to walk the fucking 30 minutes. Bye. And no taxis would go down there. People that lived down there, the residents, they're saying that were inconvenienced by the truckers, were massively fucking inconvenienced today because none of them could get out and none of them could get home, including everybody that lived in the dorms at the University of Ottawa or anybody that needed to go to class today. And they never told anybody they were going to cut off all routes from train to taxi to bus through the downtown core. And the way Ottawa is set up, you have to go through the downtown core to get to the west end of the city from east, where I am.
So if something had gone wrong, citizens would have gotten caught up in it. Good job, Trudeau. You piece of shit.
Yeah, because they left. Here's the worst part. Parliament Hill and the War Memorial were not the red zone. Mm-hmm. Everybody thought they would hit that place because that's where the main stage was. They ignored the main stage, went behind to Sussex, went on Wellington, went on Bank, went everywhere that the protest kind of branched off into Dance Dance Revolution 3.0.
Yeah.
Boxed them in. And then they're going, this is your last chance. Please leave before we arrest you. And they're chanting this on bullhorns. Well, every direction that you went was a police blockade standing there with machine guns.
Yeah,
So they were lying to people saying, you can leave now. Nobody, High Cryptic, nobody could leave.
Mm-hmm.
And they pointed fucking machine guns, which are illegal in Canada, at unarmed citizens. They set up at least 30 snipers surrounding the block areas. They pinned everybody in and started banging on their helmets with their batons to scare the ever-living balls out of everyone. Somebody had a fucking... they had tear gas in a grenade launcher.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard.
And they trampled on people with the horses could have trampled people.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
And anybody that lived there, let's say because it's the long weekend, we have a holiday on Monday called Family Day. Mm-hmm. Because it's a long weekend, anybody that needed to get supplies before Saturday, Sunday, Monday, because all the businesses downtown, including the grocery stores, are closed and boarded up as if it's frickin', Seattle or Portland or something. If you wanted to leave to go and get anything, you can't. Because unless you have a car, everything was sealed off, and they had checkpoints from the West End main highway 417 to the east. And they were asking for people's papers, essentially saying, prove that you live here or you're not passing. And because nobody was told in advance that those checkpoints were going to be there, nobody had the papers.
Of course they didn't. They're figuring out how to funnel people too.
Yes, well, because as Elwyn had told us about the 2010 G20 thing, where they cornered people into a box and scared everybody with guns and shit, and it turned into a massive ruckus.
Mm-hmm.
The same man that was in charge of the police force for that particular takedown is now in charge of the one for Ottawa.
Of course he is.
He got freaking promoted.
Of course he did. Why not? Let's just put another quack in charge. He's not going to get people killed until he gets people killed.
Right? They had government drones overhead, too, that were being pointed out. Nobody's... Downtown, and there is a no-fly drone zone.
Yeah.
They had government drones. And the thing is about the debate that got canceled today. So somebody set up the hot tub in where the government MPs walk in to go do the debate. And there were 2 guys in underwear sitting in the hot tub.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't pass them. They're like, it's not safe. They called off the debate about whether the Emergencies Act is legit or not, he suspended it until the next government talking day, which they say is going to be tomorrow, but I don't fucking believe him. And that day is when they called in the fucking military to try to get the crowd to respond so that he could say, bam, told you it's fucking dangerous. I told you.
I told you the guy was afraid of some gay conservative cowboys. I keep saying it. These guys are afraid of the gay conservative cowboys. That's why they keep memeing us with the gay conservative cowboys. You know what we need to do, BG? We need to hit up Boys Town in my town and start talking to some gay conservative cowboys so we can just stick them on Trudeau. We're going to set up all the hot tubs. They're gonna get
well,
potatoes.
actually, funny enough, there's a gay street downtown right by Parliament Hill. It's Gay Town.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that hot tub was put up by the gays.
I'm just saying they keep doing that. Like, a lot of them keep thinking that there's no such thing as like homosexuals in the other side of the platform. Like, if they do that, it's just going to shock people. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, you maybe will shock some of the church people, but even the church people have kids who are gay, you know? They just don't want to see what their kids do. All right? Kind of like, I don't want to know what my kids... I don't have any. But, like, if I did, I wouldn't want to know. Unless it's illegal. In which case I do, so I can smack them.
You're not wrong. It's a big one problem with that is we don't have a conservative party. Considering the conservative party is called progressive conservative, think about it. Progressive.
They're not in a happy spot either, though. So right now, even if you don't consider them to be on your side, they're at least a tool that you can use, because right now they're kind of don't think for 1 second that the Conservatives haven't absolutely donated to the trucker convention.
Well, they have. They ousted them.
Yeah.
But the problem is that while they quietly donated, this is what the PCs are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
While Trudeau is stating his bullshit case, they're going to sit there and glare at him, but do nothing. They're going to glare, they're going to donate, but they're not going to stand up and say, listen, no, they're not. They're going to glare, they're going to put up a scene, they're going to be a little more intimidating than Jagmeet Singh, where he goes, I am not happy with you, sir, but go ahead.
That's not going to happen, BG, because right now Trudeau thinks he's king of Canada. So if he's calling out his opposition party, thinking that they are paying for a what he is considering to be an uprising,
domestic terrorists,
yes,
Nazis,
they are all of these things. He's going to use this to hang them.
He's going to try, if he doesn't get hanged first. If that crowd holds tight and stays 100% peaceful, he's done.
But that's also what I'm saying about the Conservatives. While you might think that they be quiet, and they will be for some of them, because some of them, I think some of them are still wishy-washy on their actual, where they stand. But the ones who have donated, their necks are on the chopping block. Like, legit. Right now, they're going to do everything they can to protect their families. So I don't know what they're going to do. Trudeau, he holds grudges. So I don't know. Like, I don't want to put Conservatives on a high platform. At best, they're going to be the only thing that we have that will take him down.
Kat, it's really hard to have an intense conversation when all you're doing is meowing in the background. Can you please stop? I don't want to touch anything cute right now. I'm too mad. Like, I'm sorry. I hope you guys can't hear that. I don't know. There's just
I know where you are. I know where you are. Like, I wouldn't. They are a Band-Aid that we don't need, but we have no other choice. And the thing is where they are, you have to go with them a little bit. Because in terms of how our political system works, we don't have anyone else. We don't have PPC. As much as I wish it was different, I wish that Pierre and Bernier could shake fucking hands. Because if they did, I would know that we were okay. Like, if I saw that, I would know we were at least okay. Not
Correct.
good, but okay. Because I still don't necessarily trust Bernier either. No offense to him. I love him. I think he's adorable. But until I see him actually do shit, he's still just a politician in my eyes. He's done a lot more than anybody else, which is why he gets all the credit and heart.
And I mean, Viva Free ran with him.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I don't think the PPC is going to make it a ground either. I don't trust it. Well, on Wednesday, when I was talking to Ian, the veteran, he was saying he was hopeful that, we outnumber them, Harris Color, and they're not going to do anything, and we've won. He kept saying, we've won, and I went, buddy, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that. We've not won. He's like, well, they're setting up for a big crowd on Saturday. They're getting ready for a big crowd. And in my head, I'm thinking, no, they're getting ready to take you all out. They're fencing off key escape routes.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're moving that line.
The thing that's gonna fuck with the whole thing though, BG, and it's something that no one has actually talked about at all either, is BC had some stuff happen to it yesterday that is gonna completely blow with all the narratives. We had some activists who might actually have been terrorists blow up a pipeline or set fire to a work state where they have a pipeline. So you want to throw in truckers, you want to throw in pipelines now? That ain't our side. Our side doesn't touch the pipelines because we know...
That sounds like eco, super green, let's go, carbon fucking negative, whatever people.
Yeah, so all eyes are over there, while these little fuckers are over here playing with pipelines. So just watch out for that one too, because I guarantee you that when they do that, shit really will hit the fan.
Yeah, because we'll be lumped in with them.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already domestic terrorists. That's actually how they have managed to inch their way to freezing bank accounts. The whole tactical thing about the fact that they're like, we can now freeze bank accounts is because for a long time they were saying people are donating money to foreign terrorists, to Al-Qaeda, to people that were going over to the other side. So they kept going, people are donating to terrorists and criminals. We need to stop that money flow to them. We need to get control. We need to stop that money flow. And they kept inching and going, we can take out these people that's donated to them and stack them with criminal charges. And now look, the minute they've moved the goalpost to say, you guys are domestic terrorists, well, boom, now we class as people that you can freeze bank accounts for. And by the way, your webcam is pointed over your head.
Oh, just so you know, world, there's a new definition for who is in... Oh, sorry. My head? Was that all the way? Yeah, well, no, my camera's only up here. I'm short, okay? I'm sitting on a blanket to keep me up.
Oh, okay. It's okay. I just saw the top of your head and went, "Ooh, maybe I should point that out."
I'm a turtle too. Like watch this. My knit's going.
Turtle.
I'm a turtle.
That's another thing that Viva did. He walked by the museum in nature and went, "Oh, turtles are cool," and showed a little banner of turtle. Speaking of turtle.
Oh gosh. There's just been so much going on. It's from Lilliput. I'm not from Lilliput. I don't even know what Lilliput is. It's fun-sized. I'm not fun-sized.
Okay, you know what? That's not fair because candy bars are not fun-sized. They're tiny. You just got gypped-sized.
Those were kind of more of something I think they created for women who are on diets. I'm not saying that men don't do this too. It's just I got most of this advice from women on diets. But if you're the kind of person who's like worst enemy was chocolate, and you're like, you know what, I don't want to give it up, they would cut up their bars into little squares and then put them in their freezer, so that way every day they could have a little bite. And so the chocolate bar companies were like, well, hey, you know, we could do that for you, but charge you more because then we have to package them individually.
True.
And so that's what they did.
Oh, Big Joe, it's not my special powers, actually. I have I have a big TV screen. I have everything large size, so when I point my phone at the television, and my Seeing AI app is up, it'll go one face, small face, left side, one face, small face, left side, and then all of a sudden it went color, gray. And I went, oh. So I guess that must be what her apartment wall is.
I don't have like a background screen, you know. All I really have is crap on my floor. Do you want to see the crap on my floor? No, you don't. I don't have crap on my floor. That's where my stuff is. I'm organizing things, and I think I just misaligned my camera too. That's why I don't touch stuff. See? That's why I don't touch stuff. Don't make me touch stuff.
There's your tits.
And there's my crotch. There's my pot stash.
There's your crotch. Alright, there's your face. Up, now gone. Up, there's your face again. One face, small face, left side.
Oh, that went down.
There we go, sort of almost.
Whoa, got it back. Okay, there we go. Now I gotta crouch down a little. You know,
Look at that. Now we can see the whole beautiful you. Look at that. Boob shot. Yes. Batman, stop being a creepy old man.
Well, no, I don't crap on the floor. You see, it's like Trudeau lives in this. His house is a circle, but he always seems to poop in the corner. You're welcome.
Oh, Big Dro!
Oh crap! Here I am all like, oh, I'm never gonna do a boob shot. I did a boob shot. No, you didn't get a boob shot. I'm wearing like 2 shirts here. I've got a sweater and 2 shirts on, so there's no boob shot.
Oh no, it was more the, Jen doesn't have crap on her floor because she's not from Toronto. Oh! But, yeah, no. That was terrible. That was mean. Big Dro. Why are you such a butthead? So yeah, that was,
Shit in the corner is just polite, eh? Oh yeah, my shit in the corner is absolutely polite. It says, hello, and is it me you're looking for? I don't know. This went weird.
Not the cute lady.
Oh, it's like, oh, we're gonna have fights? Are we gonna have bitch fights? Oh yeah, we are gonna have fights. We're totally gonna set up fights in the Canadian chat room.
Oh yeah. You know what's really ironic is when Canadians are dancing to Ice Ice Baby on loop after a snowstorm. I was like, no, I can't handle this cringe. They played this song like 3 or 4 times, just Ice Ice Baby. And I'm like, no, please no.
Arms killer!
Fight? You know what? You need Zambonis and hockey sticks, okay? Just saying, we need the Zambonis and the hockey sticks so we can have a jousting match.
You know what? The last time I went ice skating, I was legit 19. And I deliberately got myself drunk because I was like, you know what? This is the first time I'm going to be on ice. And I didn't fall down.
What's wrong with you?
I didn't fall down. I just was aware of the fact that you should spend money on those. Like, I'm not saying you can't get them reused, because you can, but you have to actually know what the fuck you're doing. Because if you don't have the proper equipment, you're going to fall a lot. And I learned that from school, because whenever they were like, we're going to do cross-country skiing, they only had enough equipment for so many kids, and I was like, you know what? If you're going to pull that game, I'm going to go to the library and I'll read about it. And so I did.
Skiing sucks anyways.
It is. It's not that we didn't have a good area for it. Like, the thing with Western Canada is if you want really good skiing, yeah, come out here. We've got all of it. You guys do too. But in terms of like really nice powder snow, it's dry as fuck. All we get is powder snow. Like, try to make a snowman out here, you have to spit on it a couple times just to get it moist enough to do shit. Right?
Jeez.
There's no point.
No. We can make snowman all the time as long as it's not too damn cold.
Right?
It's too damn cold, it just freezes and it's just like throwing ice at someone's face.
Yeah, it's just like up here, like the snow just doesn't have the right texture for building anything with it. So it's really better just for skating or sledding. which a lot of people do. A lot of people really like the sledding out here because, you know, you hitch up your dog to a little trailer and you got your kid on there and maybe a little couple snacks for them to have fun with and off they go. Sometimes. Depends on how brave you are as a parent.
That's totally fair.
My parents were very brave. And I think they liked watching my suffering a little bit because, you know, there are some parents who do that. I bet you it's you, Red. You totally do that. You totally set up your kids to do something fun knowing that they're going to fail and you're going to record every second of it.
Wilson, can you not? I'm trying to check the police posts because the new interim police chief is being a dick.
Well, he's clearly on a power trip, which he probably had last time too, if he's already got a record of it. And given the fact that his boss is on a power trip, that's terrifying.
Yeah. It should be.
They're going to do a lot more than just shoot people. You know, I really want to know where they're taking people to. Because there's no way that they have the capacity to hold us all. Because this isn't going to be the first front. I know they keep thinking it is.
They did a lot of catch and release.
Good.
Like the YouTuber Vought. Was it Vought?
Yeah, Zot.
Zot. Okay, Zot.
Hi,
He was
Zot.
released.
Not that he's watching, but if he does, you know.
I mean, yeah.
I've been watching your stuff. I've been sharing it. You owe me nothing for it. I'm just saying thank you.
Because you owe me tons of things for it, like ice cream.
Yeah, I'll get you ice cream. I mean, it might be frozen snow with flavoring on it.
Fine. You know, I like snow cones too. As long as they're not lemon.
I'll use proper ice. I promise. I won't just use the shit outside on my balcony. I'm kidding. No, I'm not that broke. I just got a job, so I'm limited on my spending. It's probably the only thing that I could say for real that I'm really safe on is I haven't donated anything that I wasn't giving to someone in cash that I'd purchased something. Like, I bought food for homeless people. If you want to put me in jail for that, Trudeau, you go right ahead. Because I bought stuff for homeless people. I would have donated to the trucker. I just don't have enough funds to do anything, really. But I've been sharing everything. So the next step probably is that. And I don't know. Like, I have heard some stuff about Freely really kind of looking into the internet shit. So I told my mom about it. I just told her flat out, listen, you know, I haven't given them any money because I don't have it. Flat out. If I had, I probably would have. But, you know, I'm responsible.
Plus, people bypassed the bank freeze by handing them real money.
Mm-hmm.
Although there's nobody to hand real money to anymore because they found who they were looking for today, Pat King.
Mm-hmm.
The last Convoy organizer. So now all three of them are facing all the same charges. And they're calling this the public order units. That sounds like a name that they're going to use and have it stick. Public order units. That name scares me a little. Like, what do you mean public order units? Wait, is this going to be a new tactical team? Like, you're just going to be on the ready, like some fire station? You hear the alarm bell and just all of a sudden, the public order unit? Somebody's dancing again out in public. Like, I have no words for that.
The chat is discussing snow to stay away from. They've decided that both yellow and brown are equally opposing snows. I would stay away from the red stuff too. Just in general, red is usually a bad sign. Like anything that's like a, you know, biohazard color. Blue and green, don't trust it either. Sometimes you think it's going to be like food coloring or like, you know, Kool-Aid. And then you find out it's, you know, window cleaner. Just don't eat snow, actually. If you've ever taken snow and boiled it, it's actually really dirty. Like, extremely dirty. That's why we filter things. Don't just eat snow.
Oh, God. So, Doug Ford just tweeted something that just boiled my blood. He goes, This afternoon, I stopped by the At Abilities Center in Whitby with ministers, somebody and somebody else. I don't really care who they are. This inclusive center provides annual recreation, education, employment, and life skills for over 100,000 people. Thank you for all that you do. And I just went, you know, it's funny that you would go and visit a rec center when you shut down over half the rec centers for 2 years. And now you're going, thank you for all you do to the fucking rec centers that you took out for 2 goddamn years. I mean, I know you want points because inclusive recreation center. But, you know, I don't think that we've just memory hold already all the shit that you've done. And now actually, the rec center only serves those that are vaccinated, so it turns away second-class citizens, so it's not very inclusive anymore.
Sorry, I had to type something in chat really quickly to clarify something with that. Red. And for some reason, when I was typing it, YouTube was like, oh, did you want to type in here? Because it likes to do that sometimes. And then it'll, like, go off screen or shorten something or pause everything. And it didn't do that, but it was stuttering. Have you ever had that problem?
No.
No?
Yeah, sort of. You know, you could have just said it in 2 words, snow tampon.
No, I wanted to spell it out because I've been shaving a lot of feminists the last couple of days. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the Christina Huff Summer feminists. I've said it before. She's fine, but some of the ones that are like so extreme that they're taking things out of context, or they're like, everybody who's in this convoy is a misogynist. And I'm like, you know, I'm a female, right? I too have blood that comes from me once a month. I hate it. I don't like talking about it, but it happens. And she told me I had hidden misogyny. I was like, I'm not dating anyone.
Well, you don't have to because you just didn't agree with her.
No, but she didn't get my joke. She didn't get my joke.
Well, of course not. She's a feminist. They're not funny. And I, for one, am stealing back blue hair from all of the feminists. And I will continue to steal back the blue hair. I will not steal back the septum piercing. I'll leave that for Elwyn.
Yeah, I'm not too big a fan of the piercing things. It's you know, it's like the tattoos. Like I've seen tattoos where it's like, God, that person's such a good artist, but then I'm like, you know, like 5 days later, I'd be coloring it in for no reason other than just that's how I am. And removal of tattoos gives me nightmares.
You're so nice, Big Drew. Besides, I still haven't forgiven feminists for the sexual revolution.
I
haven't forgiven them yet. I'm still mad. I'm holding a grudge.
Internalized misogyny. Massage them up with my bullshit. I don't know. I don't speak feminist. I like to speak.
Nobody should speak feminist. It's like Scottish.
I prefer egalitarianism, to be honest. It's that one that actually clarifies equality in it.
Wrong. I mean, egalitarianism is pretty decent, although I find that egalitarianism seems to be able to be twisted, because when people say everybody's equal, they don't mean equal under the law, like egalitarians would believe. They would be like, they mean equal outcome.
Well, it's easy to end up as an egalitarian, and I'm not meaning to mix your words here, Elwyn, but like it's a certain form of fence sitting, where it's like easy to just pick sides all the time. Like it's convenient to be here, it's convenient to be there. But that's not really what I mean by it. It's more of just
choose.
Yeah. You know, it's really just that ability to see that, like, in terms of how we're never really going to be equal, because we're not robots. We are not made in the same shape. We don't have the same brain. That's just how it is. You know, some people are born fucking disfigured. Let's just call it for what it is. They're fucked up. You know, they're not going to do the same things everybody else is doing. But you don't treat them bad because of it. That's what equality is. It's called, okay, I realize that Mother Nature wasn't very kind to you, so obviously you're not going to be able to do everything that I can. But let's not screw you over because of it. You know? That doesn't mean that I build everything for you either. It doesn't mean that like everywhere that I go has to be, unless it's something that we can do, because technology is a thing. Like if I can't beam you up, Scotty, I can't beam you up. When we get to the point where we can beam you up, then everyone gets to go everywhere. So for me,
if you do the beam me up, Jen, somebody is going to gatekeep that so certain DNA won't be beamable.
right?
Those that are unvaccinated.
Yeah. See, that's the problem. Like that's what I'm fighting. I'm wanting to actually fight for what to me is equality. I would like to live in a society where we don't use politics to dehumanize people, because we used to do that. It wasn't that long ago. I know our current guys don't understand that. But once upon a time, you could just generally be like, yeah, I think your opinions are crap. But we don't accuse each other of heinous crimes because of politics. And they've really done that. Like they really have. When even the Jewish community is in horror, because I think they're having flashbacks right now, to be honest, because they don't know what to think.
Oh, you're not wrong. The thing that I tweeted at you was them having flashbacks.
Because they don't know what to think.
Oh, they know exactly what they're thinking. Like they were very, very sharp with what they said to Trudeau. Like it was well written. They were all just like, dude, man, Germany. Hint, Germany. You're acting like Germany right now, man. Hey, and just in case you didn't know, you're acting like Germany right now, bud. See if I can actually blow this up. If it's gonna let me blow it up. It might not let me blow it up. Hey, come on. No. Don't get smaller, get bigger. No, don't disappear. Oh, come on. Nope. Wait, maybe.
Popping up for a second. Not leaving, just popping out of the screen.
Okay, yeah, I know it's a very well-written thing. I'm trying to read the darn thing. Come on, get bigger. You can do it. Come on, buddy. I believe in you. Computer, you've never failed me.
Huh.
Why are you failing me right now, computer? This is not okay. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna save the image.
I'm just saying it's just you, Batman. That the transporter technology with the sheep, they're just gonna send them to your room.
Batman wasn't in Star Trek.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, okay. So, the Right Honorable Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, House of Commons, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
Wait. Give me a second. I don't know if I have one. Shoot. You know what? Do I really want to do this? Yes, I do. Give me a second.
What are you doing?
I'm taking some paper, and I'm drawing a mustache on it, and then I'm gonna hold it over my face while you do that.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't have the right color for this, but I'm a blonde anyway, so it kind of fits.
All right, let me know when you got your actor's makeup
It kind
on.
of looks like I have a poo sneer on my lip. So we're speaking from Trudeau is speaking. I am cosplaying as Trudeau right now.
Okay.
I don't have enough brown for blackface. Sorry.
Dear Prime Minister Fluffles, as in many other countries since the outbreak of the SARS-CoV-2 pandemic, Canadians have been subjected to draconian restrictions placed on their basic freedoms, such as lockdowns, forced quarantines, mask mandates, school closures, and more recently, vaccine mandates. Oh God. Leaders all over the world have begun to realize that these measures carry enormous harms with little or no benefit. Others doubled down on their previous position, denying the evidence and aggravating the damage done to their nation's livelihood and fundamental liberties. In recent weeks, we have been following the news about the Freedom Convoy 2022 protests that have taken place in Canada in response to these measures. We witnessed with mounting concern. Wow, mounting concern. Anyways, how instead of a constructive dialogue with the protesters, you adopted a smear by association campaign.
I got a pretty nice mustache going on here.
Right? The protesters as Nazi sympathizers, racist, and anti-Semitic.
No, I look like Jonathan's mom.
The last incident was your allegation on February 16th that a Jewish member of the Conservative Party was standing with people who waved swastikas. We, an apolitical group of Jewish Israeli medical scientists, physicians, researchers, and legal scholars, because you're Jews, of course, some of us second or third generation Holocaust survivors, are deeply concerned by your attempt to stigmatize the Freedom Convoy 2022 protesters as Nazi ideology supporters. The important fight against anti-Semitism should not be weaponized and directed at a legitimate civil protest which aims at restricting fundamental liberties to what used to be, until not long ago, one of the freest countries in the world. Sincerely, Professor Michael Levitt, Professor Mira, I can't pronounce that, Professor Asher, I can't pronounce that, Professor Asa, can't pronounce that, Professor Eyal Shahar, Dr. Ron Babkoff, Dr. Michael, can't pronounce it either, Dr. Guy Shinar, Professor, okay, this goes on for another page. You get the drift.
No, you're fine. My brother was just letting me know that he took a shower and he had water on the floor, so he didn't want to think that he had peed on the floor again. And like, it's a good thing you let me know that I muted first before you announced that to everybody. But I also told him you told me about it, so now I'm going to tell everybody about it. He also was really weirded out by the fact that I'm holding my hair up to my face like it's a mustache. So that was fantastic. Like, he came around the corner and he was like, "What the hell are you doing, you weirdo?" I love my family.
Essentially, this letter has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 professors. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 doctors that signed it and sent it. Yeah.
We're totally fucked.
You know what? When Israel, who was like, get the 4th booster kind of thing, when Israel is judging you, when they were like more pro-vaccine than us, you got a problem. You got a problem. Like, completely and utterly a problem.
You know what? I think the next time I do this, I'm gonna just bring a bunch of little face masks. Not face masks. You know, I could actually do that, because those are gonna go on sale anyway. So they're gonna be like little emojis on my face, so when you're talking about things in this story where I'm just like sad face, and then like confused face, and like angry face, and then like Hitler face.
You know, seems reasonable.
Right?
Like, totally reasonable.
Right? I'm listening to you, and I don't want to interrupt you. It's just sometimes you're saying stuff, and I'm just like, my face is like, wait, what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I read that too fast?
No. No, you're reading it in exactly the right space. It's just when my mind is hearing things that I'm just like, whoa. It was the worst. Like, this article wasn't so bad. It was the stuff before. Like, the, machine guns and all that shit. My face is just like, oh god.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, when you think machine guns at a population that barely hangs around, like carries around a and then of course today they're like the officers were attacked and people tried to take their gun, and I'm like, wait. Before you go any further, Mr. Lefty, when Kyle Rittenhouse used that excuse, you guys maimed him for it. So don't even try.
Mm-hmm.
They went for our gun, though. Yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse didn't get away with it, until after. So neither should you, you little lying bastards.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it was the thing where I had to respond to the ratio, and I'm like, okay, dude, if you guys with machine guns and tear gas launchers and snipers and horses are intimidated or had a very bad day from unarmed Canadian citizens that you're supposed to serve and protect, okay? If that's the thing, then you must have pink armor and be a midget. Otherwise, I don't feel sorry for you at all, because you weren't in any danger whatsoever.
they haven't really gone out anywhere. At best, they had their own protest, and fair enough, they had a decent protest. I was really proud of them. I even said that to them. I said, you guys exercising your right is exactly the reason why those convoy people are down there. It's not about whether or not we agree with your protest. You should be allowed to do that peacefully. If you are proving that you are doing things peacefully, people understand that they're instigators. I'm aware that when I'm watching a protest, that there's a good chance that there's going to be an instigator. But what we saw coming from the U.S. was not just instigators. These were people exploiting it. These were people actually terrorizing people. That was not a protest. Some of those people were there for a protest, and I feel really bad for them because they might have actually been peaceful. What happened with the convoys is the exact opposite. We've seen, singular situations pop out. Whereas from the U.S., it was like the exact opposite. You were looking for singulars where people were just being normal.
Essentially.
So, I think the thing that's making them so mad is it is so normal. These people are being so normal in their face, and it's so obnoxiously normal.
Well, sort of normal. I mean, who the fuck brings a hot tub, saunas, and a bouncy house to a protest? I wouldn't call that behavior normal, Jen.
Albertans? Are you kidding?
Okay, yeah, you know what? It's your fault.
It absolutely is the Albertans. We're just kind of like, you know what? It's cold as fuck. We're not really doing much to entertain ourselves. Let's do stuff at their expense.
Well, plus the truckers, 100 of them had kids with them, right? And the kids are just bored. They're like, bouncy castle? Hot tubs? Saunas? Hockey? Yes.
This is the stuff I was saying earlier last week about posting all of this stuff, because what it's really getting under their skin is stuff that they really want to do. This is stuff that everybody misses across the board. It doesn't matter if you're on the left. It doesn't matter if you're on the right. We are all kind of sick of it. The problem is they're brainwashed to think that if we don't have 100% of Canadians vaccinated, we're never going to get our freedom. And they don't understand that that's never been the goalpost. Because once we get out of COVID, they're already setting up to start the climate change shit. So you're never going to be able to leave your home. You're never going to be able to go to your family's home, because they're going to make some excuse. Well, you know what? You're going to be using up so much energy. You know what? You're going to have to heat your home so much. You're going to have to feed so many people. It's going to be so wasteful. Driving there, it's going to be, you're going to use so much gas. And they're going to have passports for that too. Only certain people can go at certain times of the year. That kind of shit. This is what they're setting up, and this is what we're fighting, because there should never be... that's not how we work. We don't. As a society, we are way more social. Most of the people who are watching this right now, including the people on here, we're all introverts. And we're watching our neighbors go nuts. I'm watching normal people lose their...
fly.
I'm
an extrovert, but I'll pretend I'm introverted.
Well, you are actually way more extroverted than I am, but you do know what I mean. Most of the people you know on a Discord are usually like some of the most introverted people you've ever met.
Yeah, except for Cryptic. Okay, actually, no, he's using it for two. Never mind. Okay, except for Red Feather. There we go. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, no, well, okay, you know what, man, shit. Well, we all suck.
Yeah. You know, everyone in their own way is kind of struggling from this. Like, I know a lot of people who are introverted, like my friend Terry from Australia. Like, he's absolutely the cranky koala who never leaves his room. But even he
Oh
can
my god.
even he can admit that there's an issue. Like when you're watching your family struggle, like when you're watching your friends struggle who aren't necessarily like you, it really does kind of slowly affect you. And you do start to notice that it's not normal. And you shouldn't be willing to accept that. I think the thing that pushed me from the left the most, what really pushed me from the left the most, is this thing where they're constantly asking for the right to live the way that they want to live. But then they turn around and they can't do the same. They really absolutely can't. And that's not all lefties. There's tons of liberals who are actual liberals. But these hardcore people in Justin's troop, like, they really can't understand that other people just don't think the way they do. And they want to punish you for it.
It's a great reset.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I burst out laughing because of pleading the fifth dimension.
The fifth dimension! I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, where he said that ascent for introverts, leave me the fun cologne. Dad joke. And hi, Scotty.
Well, I'm not saying that COVID's going to end. I'm just saying that the excuse for the mandates is going to end.
Well, it's ended. Like, because it's endemic now, and because Omicron is so, like, 10 times more infectious, it's going to hit everybody before the end of the year, and everybody's either going to be vaxxed, natural immunity, or dead. Essentially. Or not dead and protected by herd immunity. But we've seemed to have forgotten about herd immunity, even though even the exalted Dr. F was like, yo, we reached about 75%. We'll say 75% vaccinated, then we should be good for the huge herd immunity. But don't worry, because the vaccine for kids under 5 is already coming down the pike. The fuck? Fuck you just say? Like, they actually been saying that. The vaccine, you know, and they've just pumped out a 5th vaccine. Canada did it. But it's essentially the same science they use for the other mRNAs. I'm like, great. New vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Oh, what was that? What was the horse dewormer called again?
Ivermectin, I think.
Ivermectin. There we go. So, you know the new Pfizer pill that when you get COVID, you take it, you're good.
I think I said that.
You know what it is, right? So it's rebranded, repatented ivermectin pills.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did say it right. Okay, I did say it right. Oh God, that's amazing, Jen.
Yes, amazing.
No, I'm bad at remembering how to pronounce medical names.
Yeah, Pfizer essentially patented the same shit as ivermectin, but instead of it costing $2 or $3, it's $500 a pill.
Of course it is. It's a money scam.
Yeah.
It's a money laundering scam. The left who's all like, oh, we're anti-corporate, we're all anti the big guy, is supporting
big pharma.
The biggest guy. Good job.
And then, of course, that's when I got educated on, what was it? WEF?
Mm-hmm. The World...
two participants of WEF, World Economic Forum, is Pfizer and Moderna. So, not really shocked that they repurposed and rebranded ivermectin. After going, ivermectin, man, it doesn't do a fucking thing. Actually, yeah, it does. And you can get it for $3 for horses and then dumb it down to your weight instead of the horse's weight and take that for $2 or $3 instead of $500 a pill. And it was funny because they were like, Canada Health Agency has approved this new pill. And I'm like, motherfuckers, you've approved ivermectin years ago for vets. What did it take? Why did it take you so long to approve the new one now? Maybe Pfizer bought them.
It's probably why they did it in the first place. That's just where we don't understand, you know?
Well, yeah, people were telling me, they're like, oh man, that Canada is so much tougher on its health regulations for approving medication than America is. Like, we're so much tougher than the FDA, so we know if Canada approved it, then it's red seal stamp of approval. And I'm like, really? Okay, so why did it have to go through the approval process for something we've already had, ivermectin? If it's so fucking good, why does it take so goddamn long to approve something they already know?
Mm-hmm.
They've approved and it's not like these people don't know this. It's not like they're unaware of this shit. Because if our approval agency was so great, then that whole blood clot thing and that whole fucks with your period thing,
yeah,
they would have caught that.
Yeah, it really has too. I mean, like mine's always been random, so I wasn't really tracing it back to that. But I've heard some women really getting extreme. Mine's always kind of been weird, and I lost 110 pounds, so it's going to be weird for a little bit before it decides what it wants to do. And then I'm going to be old. And then you know what's going to happen? I'm going to go through, like, menopause, so it won't matter anyway.
Want to hear something scary about that one, though?
What?
When females are developing the womb and when they're born, what's in their ovaries? Every single egg they're ever going to have kids. Mm-hmm. Every egg they're ever going to have is there right when you're born, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. Now, at 5 years old, the women getting the vaccine, is it going to affect their ability to reproduce? Here's my conspiracy theory. You know that whole overpopulation control shit?
Yeah. Well, they were talking to Bill Gates a lot, so.
Coincidentally, this shit targets your ovaries. Coincidentally, we're giving it to all of our young girls before they've even developed and gone into puberty. What's going to happen if we got a problem reproducing? I mean, I guess we'll be globalized and more green. Thanks, Greta Thunberg. What I find the most annoying about all of this is Doug Ford basically went on a fucking field trip while the military was cracking down on his Ontario citizens today. But the first thing that he posted today wasn't, anything about what was going on today. No, the first thing he posted today was electric cars, electric vehicles, EVs for short, because we need a cutesy little name for it, is the future for us to be carbon neutral. And I went, buddy, you're supposed to be intelligent enough to run the province. Let's say every Canadian tomorrow had an electric car. A, how are we going to produce all that energy to keep them charged? B, what happens to batteries in the cold? And C, because we have 10 times more rural areas and countrysides in the middle of nowhere where it takes, car CAA and whatever else at hours to get out there to help you change a fucking tire. How many people are going to freeze to death because you've decided we needed to be carbon neutral? Didn't think that one through. I guess he likes to kill us.
I think he's on the level of I don't care as long as I make money. And that's
Maybe.
that. Yeah, he's a me man.
Yeah, he is, and he's supposed to be a quote populist. I'm sorry, he's not even that. He's just a piece of shit ass kisser that just wants to keep his fucking job as premier.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was doing a little bit of the non-cola Coke beverage, on the side, like his brother.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't have something like that on him. Like, these are the kind of people who've been spying on everybody, so I wouldn't be at all surprised if they don't do stuff like that. But I think it's more than that. I think he's just trying to make money. I think he's just more interested in making money than he is on actually doing anything with this, so he's ignoring the problem.
Oh, you mean like when you changed their slogan to open for business and then it was like, don't worry, we might have run a deficit, but this year we're going to make money off of gambling, alcohol, and pot. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
You forgot to mention cigarette tax. Don't forget cigarette tax. You might as well throw that in there too, there, buddy.
Those have gone up so much too.
You want rid of coal and petroleum-powered power stations too. So how are you going to charge up these electric
cars? Well, we would from Albertan and BC Oil, but oh shit, we can't do that either. I guess all the coastal water and hydroelectric plants. Although America's not going to be too happy because Quebec and Ontario supplies them a lot of electricity. While they're overcharging the Canadians for electricity, we're going to have to stop sending them our electricity when we start getting electric cars because we're going to need all the power we can get, bud. Like, America's going to be like, the fuck? Like, I guess we're not going to get money from exporting electricity then. But, I mean, the Great Reset. Yay. I actually think I have, Jen, I'm going to run this by you. I have this theory. So I've been thinking a lot about this equal outcome stuff and about how basically they want everybody to be exactly equal. But the problem is that it's easier to drag somebody down than it is to pull somebody up.
Yeah.
Right? So all the stupid kids are never going to be geniuses. So it's easier to take away all of the genius schools and put them down with all of the poor dumb people, as they would like to call them. Even though poor people actually are pretty intelligent because they survive on a daily basis harder than... But anyways, so I was thinking about that equality of outcome thing, and I was thinking, okay, so they wanted to pull everybody down so that everybody's on the same level instead of pulling people up because they can't pull people up. Mm-hmm. Well, then I've been wondering, why are our world leaders tearing apart a system that works? Capitalism. It works. It pulled the world out of a lot of poverty. Why are they trying to destroy all of our democratic processes and have us not believe in the voting system? Why are they pulling apart families? Why are they ripping us all apart? And then I thought about it. All of the Western countries that are way up there and all the third world countries that are way down there. What if we pulled ourselves down by overflowing all the debt and increasing inflation until everybody's fucking poor and sick and whatever? And now we have equality of outcome globally.
Yeah. So we're all suffering. Good job, liberals.
Yep.
That's not how that works. That's not how you uplift anybody, anyway.
And horsepower? Well, you know what? Horses are annoying to look after, so 1 horsepower, I'm okay with this. Because that's what we're going to go back to, because, I mean, carbon neutral. Although they do fart a lot. They poop a lot, too, so...
Well, they were very anti-cow, so I'd be surprised if they wanted to go back to horses.
Yeah, but if we all started using horses, there'd be a lot more farts in the air.
Yeah.
And so, like, there would be just too many horse farts, and then I guess we just have to walk everywhere. Although if we walk everywhere, then we'd have to consume a whole lot more food to give us the energy to walk places. Especially if, like, I had family out in BC or you had, family out in Quebec.
Yeah.
I said you were French without saying you're French.
Well, that's just it. Like, and they're gonna do the exact opposite. Like he always does. Like he's got his own jet. He's got multiple houses, multiple cottages. He goes all across the world, but he wants you to stay at home. You can't go visit your family.
Oh my god.
And he's also going to donate your money too. Oh, by the way, everything that we're doing right now, he's going to waste all our money in the next year anyway. So it's better for us to waste it on stuff we actually want to waste it on.
Yeah, like hookers and blow.
Right?
I would love some hookers and blow. Like maybe male hookers and blow. Oh, wait, no. Don't tell Skittles. No. But no, like I think thinking of family and Trudeau that maybe the rest of the world loves him so much because they know they can just send him back whenever he visits.
Yeah.
Kind of like grandparents and children. They can just, yeah. And don't forget all the booze he buys.
He's already going to be weirder than Biden, right? Like, I mean, Biden's already the weird grandpa who sniffs kids, but like Trudeau's already going to be worse than that.
He's already worse than that.
Oh, he already is.
I mean, look at all the women he grabs.
Yeah. Well, that and his history with the school that he worked at. They like to ignore that one a lot, don't they? We should talk about that next time.
We really should.
Yeah. Just to remind the world that he did bad touch some children, Like, I mean, he might have convinced them to be happy with it, but then they were like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think he took the bad touch to new levels.
Yeah, he did, because he's never really been told no, and he's never really suffered consequences for any of his actions because somebody is always making excuses, or they're lying for him, or they're hiding shit that he did, and I'm tired of it. I want this guy to go to jail.
Yeah.
You know what? If you want to lock him up in his cottage, that's fine. I understand that we do that with political people.
Can't we just send him off in an ice blow like we do our grannies?
I'd like to do that, but that's kind of more of a, I think that's more of, South Park meme. Yeah, set him adrift. He ain't our guy, bro. He ain't our bro, friend.
It's also like South Park stole that from Rick Mercer.
Probably, yeah. I miss him.
Yeah, me too. I wonder what he would say right about now. Although he was pretty liberal. I wonder if he'd be a lefty or a classical liberal.
He was the type to call out his own side, though. Like he might agree with a lot of what they're saying, but this stuff, I could see him pull a Bill Maher and being like, oh, okay, wait a minute, hold on. I could see him being like, you're taking that too far. So I'd see him as being more center-left, but maybe being more lefty on that version, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. I miss that show. You know what? If anybody in the chat wants to check out something funny, watch old repeats of This Hour is 22 Minutes. Just saying. His Talking to Americans skit was the best, so.
Big Dro, yes, Trudeau has been accused of sexual harassment before. He used to work as a, when he was a drama teacher at a school.
Supply.
Yeah, he worked part-time, and there was a couple of girls who called him out on it because he was grooming.
Yep. But he's definitely not Fidel Castro's son.
No,
Matter of fact, don't even say that because it's totally not true.
No, I honestly don't know who his dad is, but it honestly doesn't matter because who he's been raised with, they're all communists. They all are. It honestly wouldn't matter if it was Castro. It really wouldn't matter if it was Pierre because Pierre, the more I look into him, the more I'm kind of thinking he was probably really buddy with Castro himself, to be honest.
Absolutely.
So no, Justin is exactly like his dad. It doesn't really matter who his dad is. He's exactly like his dad.
Although his dad was more well-spoken than him.
Yes, well, he was more intelligent.
Which is unfortunate. Although, Justin did outshine his dad because his dad didn't think to put the media on his payroll before doing this.
No.
So now they just,
because then that CBC interview would never have happened. He learned from his dad's mistakes. So,
Exactly. And you know what? He also buys some poutine.
Poutine. Would you like some poutine?
Right? Like, you just pay this, giving the CBC poutine just constantly.
Poutine.
Just...
Would you like some poutine?
I
I'm
mean,
sorry, Polydub has this little thing that he does with his StreamYards where he has this ghost that pops up and it's a ghost duck and it's like, don't be a fool.
Oh.
Don't be a fool.
Oh yeah, I gotta work on the Streamlabs stuff too. That reminds me.
Yeah, so just so that you folks know, for future reference, until we do anything with this show, I am dedicating everything to BG. Just because her situation is different from mine, and honestly, she could use the bounce. Give her a bounce.
Well, thank you. The feels.
Like,
I give you the heart, but I don't have a webcam anymore.
But I'm just saying from practicality, like, you know, if we hit it big, then by all means, I will be like, hey, BG, can I get in on that some of that money? You know, and I'm sure you'll hook me up. But, like, for right now, like, I appreciate that you actually have a child. I'm single. My child is my brother. Guaranteed, he is not my child. You know? People make jokes about him being my pet. You know, like, I feed him and I clean up after him. He's kind of like my pet. But, like, no, he's, you know. Poor guy.
He's just, you know, an interim child.
My poor sibling. He takes so much mean stuff from me. I'm sorry. Sibling. But, you know, I buy him candy and stuff, so it's all good. Finding diabetic candy. That has been fun. That doesn't have other shit.
Candy is a lie.
It really is. It really is.
Unless you're talking about the Jelly Bellies, because the Jelly Bellies are tasty, but if you eat too many of them, it will give you the poops.
Yeah. He's actually doing pretty well with it. It's just one of those things where I can tell that, like, he's twitching for things, you know? It's like, I really want to try something, or I want some candy. So I'm trying to help him, like, not have breakdowns from those. So, like, I try to get him something that's, like, sugar-free, or at least as close to sugar-free as I can get. Meet him somewhere halfway. Do not trust the vegans, though. I tried. I did investigate because I was like, you know what? I'll take advice from anyone. You know what? You know, maybe they have something. They are so plastic.
All right.
You know what you want to really do? If you want to find some vegan candy, go to the ethnic community. And I know people are going to be like, she's a racist. But I'm not being a racist because the ethnic community, and I'm saying this like Chinese, I'm saying like the Mexicans, a lot of people have a lot of candy that doesn't use a lot of sugar, or they use alternatives to sugar, and they use spices so it has flavors and stuff so you don't have to use as much sugar. I'm like, you know, I didn't know that. And I talked to some people who were really nice, and they talked to me and they told me that. So just don't trust everything, because some things are like, holy crap, that's weird.
It's terrible.
That is very terrible. Tell me when you are putting fish or spicy things into candy, because that's weird. I don't do that in my country.
And I mean, you know what? I would say exercise and sugar lows means mini candy bar, yes.
Right? He's doing really well, though. Like, he is doing really well. I mean, you know.
No. Poutine doesn't usually have diced chicken. Poutine is french fries, gravy, and cheese curds.
That's a brother's one. Yeah, yeah. The only time you add other stuff to poutine is when you're making something that's no longer poutine. I mean, it's still poutine, but it's no longer poutine.
Yeah, it's just added stuff that makes it not a poutine anymore. Like, I can't believe you say poutine. It's poutine.
Poutine. Poutine.
Poutine. Because there's exceptions to the rule, but mostly the rule for en français words is you don't pronounce the last letter.
I always just do. I don't know why.
Like garçon, you don't pronounce the N really, you know? And fille, you don't really pronounce the E very much. Like, you don't usually pronounce the last letter.
Sorry, I just announced that I was smoking out a pipe. I've been leaning out of the view to do that, so I apologize. Red, if you had your children watching this, tell them I'm sorry. This is tobacco.
I just smoked my last tobacco.
It's not. It's not tobacco. I'm just telling her to tell her kids that.
Cheesy chips and gravy. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, you can cheat with poutine and have shredded cheese. It just the cheese curds give it that little extra French.
That's the thing with an original recipe. The minute you change the recipe, it's no longer original recipe, so it's not really poutine. It is like poutine. Which you can say that. And even the French Quebecois will tell you it's even good. It's even good. It's just, the thing with the French is they're kind of a little bit stuck on their names when it comes to food. And actually the British are like that too. Like Europeans in general are like that. It's like if you call a cottage pie, if you're calling your cottage pie a shepherd's pie, they get sincerely mad with you because it's not the same thing. Because one of them is beef, and one of them came from a sheep. So with poutine, it is actually the cheese curds. Like they're supposed to pop. I've never had proper poutine. The poutine I've had is shredded cheese. So not really poutine. Or I've had squeakers, which is not good. Squeakers is not good cheese curds because they're dry.
Oh yeah.
Like they're tasty, like they're good as a snack, but they're not good poutine cheese.
Wales did invent half and half: chips, curry, and rice.
Ugh.
I am trying.
And yes, Big Bro. Chips in the England is fries.
Yeah. Chips. But you guys did invent that, the chip thing. But it's also a different style.
Fair.
Like we would call those potato wedges here.
Very much fair.
Cottage pie and shepherd's pie have different ingredients added from the meat.
I've seen them made similar to Batman. I've seen it similar too. Like I know that original recipes are original recipes, and I stand by that. But
I agree.
But out here, most people will still say shepherd's pie because we don't eat a lot of sheep, believe it or not. Like we do. Some people really like it, but but it's expensive.
Oh, I know, but it's so good.
You know, I love it too.
Liam.
But it's so expensive.
But it's so. It's Liam. It's like it's so good. Like
you know what happened, right? We got out of doing it ourselves, and that's kind of what happened. We used to do our own. Out here out west, there were tons of people that I knew who raised sheep. It's just because it was such a big market, like between the Brits doing it, the Australians doing it, the New Zealanders doing it, like everyone was doing it. It was just like, why are we doing it? So everyone kind of petered out to other stuff. Like I know some people who switched over to elk herds, which doesn't work because elk are not elk aren't ready for that. They taste good, but they're not ready for that. They're not ready for that stage of evolution.
Probably for a good reason.
Yeah, because they have other problems. Like, you have to really test them for other problems. They're not cows. Cows have had a couple thousand years of evolution to be what they are.
I know a lot of people that use elk just to cut their lawn.
Mhm. Well, they're also good babysitters because they're kind of like certain herd animals will kill little meat eaters like foxes and things like that. Like I've seen videos of what are they called? Donkeys doing it.
Good.
Like they're really good at guarding your farm from that kind of stuff. So if you're really like raising like baby sheep, or maybe you have like ducks and chickens and things like that, a fox will absolutely go after them. You know, and no shade to the fox, they'll get a lot of them. But if you have like a donkey or something, they'll kill them because they see them as like a threat to their babies. They don't like them because they see them as little wolves. Yeah, they are bastards. I like donkeys though. It's one of those things, I don't know what it is with my personality, but the more ornery the animal, the more I kind of like it. I like animals with a sense of like personality. It's like you're dumb as hell, but you still have a personality. I'm like that with certain animals. I used to know a family that raised sheep, you know. So it was my first experience with sheep. I was like 6, and I tried to hug a sheep, and the damn thing kicked me. So I'm well aware of the fact that farm animals aren't as nice as they appear in pictures. Like they are fluffy and they're nice to touch, and sometimes they like it when you pet them. But when they want to eat, they want to eat, and they're like, "Fuck you, kid, get out of my way." I really wanted to ride one. I tried so hard as a 6-year-old to try to convince my godparents to let me ride a sheep. Like, no one ever wants to let me live my life. I don't get it, BG. What's up with people not wanting to let me live my life? I just wanted to ride a sheep when I was 6.
I guess they didn't want you to snap your neck.
No, I think I just wanted to be one of those rodeo girls. Like, legit, that was kind of a thing too. Like, you go to the Stampede out here, and I know you guys got your version. I don't remember the name of it, but you know, the rodeo girls. Hog tie a cow, you know. I still have vague memories of how to do that. I mean, I'm not into S&M, but don't think that I can't throw a rope at you and just like, play around with it anyway. Oh, that's stuff we should be practicing, you know. Self-defense in case, oh, God, Communist Canada. I keep hearing that, you know. They're trying to blend China with Canada. China.
Oh, God.
We now live in China. I'm like, I like Canada Stan better. Or Kanakistan. It has a better flow.
Okay, I've searched the Scottish Munchie box, but I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at. Okay, this is Wikipedia. The world famous Munchie box. AKA the Scottish something or other? The infamous Munchie box. Follow us on Instagram. What the ever-loving crap is this? What is a Scottish Munchie box?
That's a good question. Is Scotty still there? He's still there.
He's the one that told me you want to look up something gross, look at the Scottish Munchie box.
You know what? I just saw a guy share a recipe for cockaliki, so... You know, it's just a soup. I'm just... Why'd you name it that? Why is it always a penis joke? I'm good.
Okay, well,
I'm good. I had to explain
Chickens-
hoser to some Americans the other day, so it was fun.
oh my god,
Don't
what
be
is
a
a
hoser.
hoser? 'Cause I don't know what it is either. I just call people that.
I always figured it was another penis reference, because if you think about a hoser, you're thinking about a little garden kid who's holding a hose where his penis is. Because sometimes it is a
Oh.
penis, you know? Like, you know, the garden ornament where there's a little water coming out and it looks like he's holding his penis? Yeah. You're a hoser, man. Don't be a fucking hoser.
The crap am I looking at? I think there's fries and I don't know what that is. That beans?
Oh dear.
beans and fried egg and sausage. Oh, you gotta have sausage. I think that's ham. And I don't know what that is in the middle. And then there's buns on the side. Is that to make a sandwich out of it? And 2 cans of iron brew. Iron brew. Which, by the way, I think iron brew is gross. Changed my mind. Okay, Scotsman, what am I looking at? What is the damn box?
He's
Come on,
got he's got a Wikipedia. Let me check that. All right, let me just open link in the window. Don't you
there we
dare
go.
send me to spam.
Munchie box.
Oh,
All right, let's try this one.
that is a lot of random
Munchie
shit.
box. A munchie box, or munchie box, is an inexpensive fast food product sold from takeaway restaurants, primarily in Scotland and Glasgow, in particular, but also in the east from Aberdeen to St. Boswells. They are also now sold by many takeaways across the UK. It consists of an assortment of fast foods served in a large pizza box.
Interesting. It's a lot of random. It's a really lot of random.
The contents of a munchie box vary, but many typically include kebab meat, fried chicken, pizza, chicken tikka, samosas, onion rings, chow mein noodles,
Like a lot of
Pakora.
random.
naan bread, garlic bread, coleslaw, other fast foods, and sauces such as curry sauce. There is sometimes a salad item. Oh, because they're trying to, like, I fucking just ate all this shit. I better get a salad.
I mean, I'm aware this is liquor food. Everything in there is liquor food. Like, that's the stuff you eat to absorb the booze. But I just can't help thinking that that's just an ingredient list for what you're gonna throw up later. Like, there's nothing wrong with anything on the list. I don't even have a problem with the combination. It's just I know that that's drunk food. Like, you guys are a recipe for hurting yourself. I don't get it, Scotty.
While it is not clear whether a munchie box is actually intended to be to be consumed as a meal for one, there has been concern at the health implications if it is consumed in this way.
Do they come with an antacid?
I have no idea.
Well,
There
they
have been
should.
reports of healthier options, so I don't know how that could be.
Oh,
Of
God.
munchie boxes. The healthy option might be comprised of tortillas, cherry tomatoes, a salad, which, okay, so more tomatoes, boiled eggs, sliced gammons, what the fuck is that? Raw red onions, nachos, chicken mayo, a sprinkling of cheese, oh, only a sprinkling, and other healthy foods. Sushi is sometimes included. Jesus Christ. Wow. Criticism. The combination of very large portions and a low price has made the munchie box popular. However, its contents, consisting mostly of deep-fried or fatty foods, the Scottish way, of course, have led to health concerns among some Scottish politicians and health campaigners, particularly if consumed by children. Glasgow City Council, oh no, has undertaken nutritional analysis. Okay, you know what? You don't need experts to do a nutritional analysis when I just described all the food in that box, and you go, "Oh Jesus Christ!" Like I'm not like I'm gonna have to just take a nap after this shit. Like holy crap! Like
Ellen's like, that sounds awesome. Like I said, this sounds like a booze box, which there's nothing in there that sounds wrong. It's just very random. It also sounds like it was half developed by stoners, so I don't know if this was entirely just booze people. They thought it might be a mixture of the booze people and the stoners.
And I don't know why the Scottish felt the need to make a Japanese bento munchie box, a garbage plate munchie box, and a halal munchie box. Are you really that diverse over there in your Scottish ways?
They are now.
The Glasgow effect. The Glasgow effect refers to the lower life expectancy of residents of Glasgow compared to the rest of the United Kingdom and Europe. Jesus Christ, like not even compared to the rest of Scotland, just compared to like everywhere.
I did, Batman. You sent me a picture of a donkey. I get it.
Batman, stop being an ass. They've actually named it the Glasgow effect. Just wow. Wow. That's okay. Thanks, Scotty. I learned something today. I don't know if it's a good thing to learn.
Batman, I hate you all. I'm sorry, I just wasn't going to report everything. I mean, goodness, I'm not... Okay, listen, I've already come to the conclusion I'm going to have to spend a little bit more time with Blue, because he's very good at explaining OBS, and right now I'm not connecting things to my stream, so, like, if you share me a meme, I will throw it in. You know what? I will throw it into the meme reel. I'll ask BG if we can do that or something. But I'm not doing that right now.
What are we throwing in the meme reel?
He's got a picture of a donkey.
Oh.
Yeah. Big old
Yeah,
donkey.
okay. Don't do that now, because if you add an extra picture and it's weird size, it'll fuck everything up.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't do it right now. Yeah, it's a donkey and it's wearing a very big hat. It kind of looks a little Russian though. To be honest, that hat's more Russian style than necessarily Canadian. That's
And
not
fuck.
to say we won't take hats from Russia, because here's the thing. Cold countries share ideas with each other because we're cold. You don't like being cold.
Totally.
You know, we don't actually like being cold. We're just comfortable here because we've learned how to dress each other. So, you know, if Mr. Russian is like, hey, this hat here really worked really well in minus 61, I'm like, you know what? It's minus 21. I'll take that hat.
And here I thought you were alluding to orgies with dress each other. Like,
Well,
I guess we're not actively dressing
we're
each
not
other.
that friendly. You know, we're friendly, but I don't think we're that friendly. No, we're more nosy than that. No, if people are trying to dress you, it's usually because they're being nosy.
Wilson, look, we're probably only going for another 20 minutes because Jenna's go to bed. So if you could stop meowing.
Meow.
Okay, buddy? And I promise I won't make cat chops out of you. Okay? 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 Thank you.
Is Winston going to remain as emergency food for later, just in case?
Oh, he's my new Scottish munchie box. And I just didn't want him to go bad, so I will, chop off his head and skin him later. I wanted him to keep my meat nice and warm, you know? In this cold time. Hello,
Big
furry.
Bro says it's warm in Vancouver. I'm not surprised. You guys always usually kind of get, like, bare minimum. And then all of a sudden you'll get, like, 10 inches of snow, and all of a sudden everything just kind of magically shuts down.
True. And is that where you're from, Big Draw, BC? You talk about Vancouver a lot, and if you're a British commie, that's just, I mean, wow.
Not everyone in BC is a commie. A lot of people in BC are just hiding from the commies.
Sure about that?
Yeah, I talk about Sora. She keeps herself to herself for the most part. But, you know, she also does come from a community that's more conservative, though, so...
Fair. Fair.
It happens. You know, it's not like, you know, it's just that they you know, they're the minority in that group.
They are the minority. Well, that explains the heart condition in my mom's family.
Why, are they eating the Scottish munchie box too? Like, when Scotty first said Scottish munchie box, I thought the Scotland munchie box, I thought it was going to be a little more dirty. To be honest.
Big Joe's from Pittsburgh.
Oh,
So definitely not Canada.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Mr. Scott! Holy shit!
Mr. Scott, hello.
Oh my god, I haven't seen you since like I can't remember when, but it was a while ago.
Didn't he visit you the last stream though? I think he did.
It might have been while I was playing videos and I couldn't read my chat.
True. But I mean, you had a flood of people too, so you might have just been like,
Holy crap, I missed someone. Yeah, something like that.
why are people munching on me? Ew.
See? That's exactly it. That's what I was thinking. Like the munching, but the 69 kind of munching, you know? Like, because Scotland, they're just... They totally do that over there. Because it's always raining, so they really don't have anything to do but munch on each other. I just said butt and munch at the same... Wow. Okay, anyways.
Hero since I switched jobs. Oh, yeah?
What are you doing now, bud? The family's all here, Jen.
Mm-hmm.
The family's all here.
No, we've been doing pretty well actually. I mean, we've had a pretty decent flow of people in and out, and I mean, we haven't really been focusing too much on the Canada stuff, which honestly has kind of been nice. Like today was bad. Today was kind of bad, so it's kind of nice to just calm down a little bit and mentally recoup.
I lost my shit, man. When they were like, dude, the crowd, man, was assaulting us and stuff, and I'm like, you mofo, I know that did not happen.
Iron Brew. What does that mean, Arms Killer? Oh,
Iron Brew. It's the Scottish drink that tastes like bubble gum. Yeah, it's like fizzy bubble gum, which no. It's like that old Trident cherry flavor too of bubblegum with fizz.
I was working for an internet company. It was bad, so I went back to my old job and got a 35% increase in pay.
Ah, damn.
That's nice.
Yeah, you only think Iron Brew is great because Scotland made it.
It's not the worst. Like in terms of like something that's kind of like, it's not necessarily an energy drink. I know it's not an energy drink. It's more like a sports drink, but it wasn't bad in terms of like an orange flavor.
We can't be friends anymore. Iron Brew's terrible.
But listen, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the orange flavors for any of them, just because orange back in the day died. I don't know why. But yeah, no one really seems to do it right. Orange has become really fake as a flavor to me when it's something that's produced. Like it used to be my favorite flavor, like in terms of like candy, juice, all that stuff. But yeah, lately the fake stuff just doesn't taste like what it's supposed to. And I'm like, I know it's supposed to be citrusy, but are you sure you're going for the right citrus here?
I totally agree. Especially like C+ citrus. Ugh. Gross.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
By the way, did everybody know that Scotch was made in Russia? Ellen was talking about alcohol.
I think she's trying to pick fights with Scotty, and I don't know. I mean, that's a good way to pick fights with Scotty, man.
Oh, that's a terrible way to pick fights with Scotty. No. You want to pick a fight with Scotty? Just say, go Celtics, go.
Jeez.
Now, he's gonna turn into a midget form of the Hulk, but go Celtics, go.
That's funny.
Brew is great. Oh,
Batman, come on, man. I know you're old, but I didn't know you. I mean, I know you can't smell, but I didn't know you couldn't taste.
But nobody knows what the flavor is. Oh.
Great, you're correcting me to say a team that you hate's name right. Like,
It doesn't taste orange. It tastes orange to me. I don't know why. Tastes like the fake orange that you get from, like, you know, crappy medicine that you'd have to take as a kid. Like, you know, you'd either get the banana stuff, and then they had this weird orange one once. It was
the
for,
orange
like,
one was good too. That was Trimedic.
Yeah.
Orange flavored Trimedic was delicious. The banana penicillin was really delicious. I was a fan of cough syrup when I was a kid, okay? Probably what's wrong with me.
Listen, the stuff they made for kids was not at all the same as the stuff they made for adults. Let's be real. Like, that stuff was like, you might as well have just taken Orange Julius and put medicine in it. Because it's basically
there
what
it
it was.
goes. Yeah, the Celts, man, they lost to the worst team ever, but the Rangers, they beat the best team in Germany. Yeah. I mean, my team never wins, but, at least it didn't lose to the worst team in the league. My best Scotsman impression.
Yeah, grape is different too. Like, it's like almost all the because I know it's fake. I know it's already fake. It's a pop. But at the same time, though, like, it doesn't really taste like a juice. You know what I've actually I'm thinking I'm gonna do. You know, that I've got this job. It's just it's excess stuff. So, you know, money that I'm gonna spend. I think I am gonna get a Soda Stream. You know, because maybe I'll just get some grape juice, because you can get decent grape juice, and then just spurts it up.
Called a Italian soda.
Yeah. It would probably be better, in all honesty.
You're not wrong. I could see that being good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that the Welch's grape juice plus some fizz.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Remember the kid on the commercial that kept going, you smack your lips, you know it's good grape juice.
Tell you what, I'll give you a heads up. Like, I know you said that you don't have a lot of London drugs in your area, but I'll let you know when they go on sale. Because, you know, because they do. When they go on sale, like, So I'm going to give some people advice. If you're looking for machines at the end of the year, don't just wait until after the Boxing Day. Wait a little bit after, because afterwards they're trying to get rid of everything because all the new stock is going to come in. So they kind of do last sales. So they'll drop things like 30 to 50%. You know, so something that was like, you know, like a $200-300 unit is now like, you know, $60-70. So I'm just saying, save a little bit of extra money for that time, because if you wanted a decent machine for cheaper, that's when I would buy it.
Okay, listen, mother trucker. Screw you, okay? You know what? Don't even. You know what? Just no. Like, seriously. Like, the Leafs, it's like shooting on an empty net. Like, fuck you. God damn it. I mean, I know they're the same color as your freaking flag, but god damn it.
Scotty, I'm from a different province, so mine's a Flames. And they've always kind of been shit, but I don't care, because they almost won against the US one time, and it was funny. Because we had the US cheering on for us more than their own team.
You probably don't even know the rules to hockey, so fuck you. God damn it. Rolling Bear used to do this shit to me, because Rolling Bear is a Leafs fan. And he'd come in when the playoffs were going, or the games were getting up to the playoffs, and he'd tell me about the freaking Leafs kicking my team's ass. And I'm like, that's because my team also sucks, but go Suns, go. Like, at least we're not Flamers, and at least we're not blowing Leafs. At least we're Senators. Ah.
Nothing wrong with the Flames. We just keep getting tanked by our own guys. You know, one of those things that happens a lot. Business, and people are like, oh, I really care for the game, but pay me a lot more money than I'm worth. And you're just like, can you please stop doing that?
Like, seriously?
The
What?
cherry codeine special mix was always the best. Okay, you're not wrong.
But that's because it's not the flavor, it's the fact that it's fucking codeine.
I never got that one. No. I didn't even know it existed. I was like, with codeine? No. There's no chance. No. That would have been amazing, though.
Codeine in general is awesome.
Yeah, my parents were very cautious after the one time I found a container full of chocolate-covered espresso beans, not to put things that could potentially make me hyper near where I could get it. Because I ate the whole package, thinking they were like peanuts, but gross peanuts. I don't know when I went to bed that night.
Jordan Peterson said there's actually a well-written article about today. Huh. Let's see what that is.
No, maybe we can share it. I haven't read it yet. You know, maybe I can.
He got it from Gadsad.
Ooh, sharing down the network.
Let's see. It's your article, buddy. Oh, here it is. Let's see, it's all ugly. And the Prime Minister has made it worse. Oh, I'm starting to like this. Starting to like this title. Let's see. The Niagara Independent. No, I don't want to subscribe. I just want to view the fruit of your labor for free, so please go away. Alrighty. It's all ugly, and the Prime Minister made it worse. A week ago, Canadian career diplomat and former ambassador to the U.S., Derek Burney, started the political paralysis in Ottawa is mind-boggling. Sorry, stated, not started. My apologies. Protesting truckers deserve a hearing, not pompous stonewalling by timid politicians. Oh, okay, I like that. That's well done. Let's see. Bernie wrote, having stunted Parliament for 2 years, the government seems afraid to face real opposition. The Prime Minister's claim that the truckers are expressing unacceptable views has an authoritarian ring to it. Unacceptable by what definition, and in violation of what law? Nice question. Since then, with tensions escalating, many Canadians are finding ways to express their views in the public arena. Twitter has been electric. Oh, that's interesting. With the likes of intellectuals such as Dr. Jordan B. Peterson and Dr. Gad Saad, hells yeah, president of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, Perrin Beatty, former defense minister who was responsible for introducing the now infamous Emergencies Act, screw that guy, also entered the debate. The unflappable? Wow, okay. They're using some colorful language. The unflappable Brian Peckford former Newfoundland and Labrador Premier, this is the guy who I've been talking about, living, contributing author of the Canadian Charter of Rights, has traveled the breadth of the country, delivering fiery speeches in support of Canadians' right to protest, railing against the Prime Minister's dismissal of protesters who hold an opposing view to his own. Okay, so much things we already know. With the upheaval of the past few weeks, a Maru public opinion poll gauged Canadians' growing discomfort of what they were witnessing and their disapproval of the Prime Minister. Oh, really? I'm surprised actually a poll is showing that. I would think that they would have sided with the Prime Minister, but all right. Released last weekend, the poll revealed that 44% of Canadians believe Trudeau has inflamed the situation with the truckers, and 31% believe he is responsible for the incitement of the protests, which pretty much gives us a very large majority.
Hello, Rolling Bear. Again.
At best, a lot of the complaints I've seen from other people, like people from the NDP party, a lot of them are in favor of the anti-mandate. They just saw things like the Nazi flag. A lot of the problems we have in society is people are too lazy to look past what they see.
Yeah. Well, and even if somebody had a Nazi flag, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mean that everybody is just going to automatically believe in Nazism.
Yeah.
It's not an illegal flag either. It's just very distasteful.
Yeah. Actually, if you looked into one of the guys who had one, they actually took this story entirely out of context. There's a black guy who has a video going on Twitter, and I shared it, but it's somewhere on my timeline, you know. But he was there for it, and the guy wasn't supporting Nazism. He was from a country where it happened, and he was like, "Do you want this coming to your country?"
Yep, that sounds correct. Like, that's something that I kind of thought that might be what he was doing. But for the most part, since the trucks
doesn't matter anymore. I said context doesn't matter anymore.
You're not wrong. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has remained out of sight, appearing only a few times in front of a camera to state that he would not meet with the protesters. That was to change on Monday when the Prime Minister announced his government would invoke the Never Used Before Emergencies Act. This act allows a government to essentially be a bunch of dicks.
Yep.
I mean, to trigger special power in the case of a national emergency that meets the following. And of course, they're going to cite what we've already cited on Wednesday, but seriously endangers the lives, health, or safety, of course, of Canadians. It seriously threatens the ability of the federal government to preserve the sovereignty, security, and territory integrity of Canada. It cannot be effectively dealt with under any of the federal laws. And what's actually interesting is when Prime Minister Trudeau was debating this, the other day, today in the article, at the end of the article of CBC that I was reading, the police chief, the new interim police chief, said, "Thank you, Prime Minister Trudeau, because we would have not been able to effectively deal with this with the laws that were already present without the special powers you gave us. And what that really means is he just, at the same time, admitted they weren't breaking the law until Justin Trudeau decided they were breaking the law. So he inadvertently admitted nobody was breaking the law. And that's why they had to invoke the Emergencies Act.
Mm-hmm.
Which they've been arguing, they're breaking the law, man! Breaking the law! Breaking the law!
Well, that's just it. They've redefined what it means to be a demonstrator, what it means to be a protester. And I find that really confusing, because what is a protester now, then? Because these people really have been as peaceful as you can be. Like, I'm not saying there hasn't been no fights, but, you know, they've kept it clean as much as you can do in anything. You know, so what defines a protest now? Is a protest only a protest if the people who are organizing it in favor of a certain party? Because that's what it sounds like.
Well, I find that even the writers of the Constitution of Rights and Freedoms, like the provinces, were extremely naive. And the reason why I say that they are extremely naive is because the Emergencies Act was written in 1988. The Canadian Constitution of Rights and Freedoms was written in 1982. Now, the Emergencies Act clearly was designed to circumvent the Constitution of Rights and Freedoms in the most extreme, grave circumstances. But that would have meant that they had to rely on the honesty and integrity of the one in power. They would have had to trust them and have an everlasting trust in the government. Something that human nature tells us is not something you can actually have and obtain and keep. And so the writers of the Canadian Constitutions and Freedoms, the provinces, the premiers of the provinces and territories didn't challenge just 6 years later something that can circumvent a document they just signed to prevent the government from stepping on people. And it didn't raise the alarm because they used such explicit language in the Emergencies Act. They used such specific circumstances. They didn't believe anybody would ever abuse it. And so they never took the time to go, okay, you can have the Emergencies Act, but if you do abuse your powers, where's the freedom to stop you? Where's the ability to stop you? Where is it in writing that we can stop you? And what happens to you if you do use this? Because the language within that document circumvents the rights and freedoms we're supposed to have sealed, stamped, signed. I guess hindsight is 20/20.
BG, is there any rule on YouTube where if I do huff out a puff on screen, we won't get dinged for that, right? Because Batman's bullying me for my pot, and I wanna blow a ring at him.
Just smoke your pot.
Good. I'm gonna blow a ring at him. Like I said,
YouTube only enforces rules that are already law, unless they want to circumvent that, and then it's their terms of service. But essentially, their terms of service before they started stretching those is for the rule of law in whatever country you're in, which means,
all right,
puff puff.
Okay, you know, because I was avoiding it to not be a bad influence. Because I mean, we're not advertised as a child channel anyway. We're pretty much adult as you can go, but at the same time, I do appreciate that some people who watch us do have kids, so that's the reason I avoid that. But, you know, I got an attitude, problem, so puff, puff, pass. Puff, puff, pass.
Agreed, puff, puff, pass, bitch. Plus, my apologies, that was a really large rant. And this is supposed to be, technically, it's supposed to be a Gen Run night, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't mind.
And I haven't shut up for a long time.
I appreciate it. Like, listen, I had a whole bunch of thoughts in my head on things I could talk about, but honestly, I've been running in circles. And honestly, you are kind of in ground zero at the moment for all of this. So anything that you talk about is more relevant than what I can talk about. Like, if I was closer to Coots, I'd at least have something a little bit more relevant, but I'm not. I'm kind of I'm in the position of watching a little bit of everybody. And that's why I'm trying to network with everybody when I get a chance to. Like,
Who? Did you hear that one of the fathers of the arrested spoke out and said that his son was turned into an extremist by the internet? He was turned into an extremist online. One of the fathers of the boys. Yeah, he was radicalized online by fringe right-wing groups.
of course.
And I'm like, where have I heard that before? Which, you know what? I don't even take that as an honest reply. I take that as a I disown you reply. As in, dude, I don't think like him, man. Don't think I'm like him. He was radicalized, man.
So here's the thing. Like, I don't tell my parents everything either, but I tell them everything when I'm concerned about something. You know, because there's some things that, to them, I know they consider it hogwash, which I appreciate. They have a difference of opinion from me. But if I'm talking about somebody online that I think is a weirdo, I absolutely get off my ass and I go tell my brother about it. Because he doesn't have the same opinion as me. Like, he's a conservative, but he's his own person. He talks to other people. He has other liberals he talks to. You know, so he's kind of my, who is this person I'm talking to? And I do talk to my parents about stuff. So there are things where, in honesty, that we have difference of opinions on. When it comes to this anti-mandate thing, they're absolutely okay with losing the mandates. They just still want people to kind of be responsible when it comes to your other people around you, is where they are, because they're old. You know, when you're that age, you don't really like the skateboarders. That's kind of their mentality.
Yep.
So when
Jordan B. Peterson says leave the skateboarding kids alone.
You know, and I get that with them. Like, they're kind of at that age where, in all honesty, what they'd really like to do is they'd like to be able to get out of the city. So they're looking towards getting a cabin outside of the city so that they can actually do that. You know, so if they want to fuck off, they can go fuck off. They can just be like, you know, fuck all of you guys, because we're old, we're gonna die eventually anyway, and you guys are gonna burn down what our predecessors built. This is yeah. Like, this is, I'm like I said, I'm not really worried about people doxing me anymore. I'm really not. Like, that's kind of why I have my face online. You know, do I think that my parents agree with everything that I'm saying? No. I know for a fact they don't, because I've told them stuff before. But I have a healthy relationship with my family.
I'm jealous.
Every time I talk to you, I want to adopt you. Trust me. If I had the means to do it, I'd do it. Because, like, I keep saying, if I could throw my cousins or my aunt at you, if they didn't have shit going on, I would. You know? Because, like, I have a healthy family. You know, I have a lot of problems with my family. I do. My mom's way too controlling, and I've been clipping her claws, and she's not happy with me. But I still tell her everything. Because I trust her. You know, I know that she doesn't understand me. But even though she doesn't understand me, I'm still the apple of her eye. You know?
Well, yeah.
And so this stuff going on, she doesn't know what's going on either. Like, you know, I really want to talk to my dad more than anybody, because he's the more stable of the two. Like, in terms of politics, he hates politics, but he understands that you should watch out for shit. But I am done with the liberals accusing me of Nazism. Like, I really am. I've come to this point over the last 6 years of that crap. And legit, my grandfather buried his brother. You know, and I'm gonna talk as somebody who's not from the military. I'm not. But my grandfather was never the same. And he lived until he was 98. You know, so I did the math. You know, so my family lost a family member fighting Nazis. And it's like, did I vote for Jason Kenney? Yeah, I did. Have I voted for Stephen Harper? No, I actually voted for Pot. I admit it, I voted for Pot. I didn't vote for Trudeau. I voted for Pot. But I admit that I wish I wish I could have been stronger in convincing the conservatives to just talk about it and do it instead. Because I regret it. Like, I like pot, and I don't want to go to jail for it. But I don't think it was worth Trudeau. But I've spent every other election since trying to get rid of him. Legally.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know. Legally. I've done everything I could legally, because that's how the process works. You know, and I understand that it's the process that we don't always get our way. That's how it actually is supposed to be. It's not a, you're a villain, you're a villain, you're a villain. It's a, we don't always get our way. But they've changed that to vilifying people.
Blame Scotland.
You should blame Scotland, because they pussyfied themselves. I mean, I feel for you,
This is how you
Scotty.
talk to your dad, dude. Okay, this is how you talk to your dad. You get a picture, okay? And you get a picture, and you put Trudeau on a boat, and his face is a leak. And then go, Dad, we got a leak in the boat. Because he said he likes to fish.
I sent a picture to my mom of a Trudeaukin with Trudeau's face in the middle, and I was like, this is why no one wanted to pass him around.
Anyways, Jen, go to bed.
Go to bed?
Yeah, you said you wanted to go to bed no later than 6:30 or something like that.
Yeah, we should start petering off. Yeah, okay.
You're welcome.
No, it's a good idea. Like, it usually takes me an hour of, like, doing random crap to get my brain to be like, time to go to sleep, Jen, because you're going to be up at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, somebody has a job.
I know. Next week I have more days off, though, so you know what? That'll be great. Yeah. I got Mondays, I got Wednesday, and I got Friday off. So every day that I have a stream, I have off. Conveniently.
Play the intro as the outro. Good idea.
How?
Oh, do you want to know how to do that?
Yeah.
I will open a Bob's and I will give you a step-by-step tutorial instruction.
Okay.
Because you have the same OBS setup as I do.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Oh, okay. OBS is already open. It is? It is.